After wearing a watch on your wrist for the better part of a week, you quickly begin to see all the things that you love about that watch. But in doing so, you also get to see all the things that you don't, the things that sort of bug you. This particular watch has really surprised me in more ways than one. It comes so close to being the ideal all-rounder, I'm almost left speechless. I begin to ask myself, why do I actually need any other watches in my collection when I have this? Stick around as I express my honest thoughts and opinions on this first generation Aquaterra from Omega. If you like my content and you want to see more, please help the channel by subscribing and don't forget to hit the notification bell. So welcome back, guys. I've had a lot of questions over the duration of the week about this particular watch. People have asked me its specifications, its size, all the rest, and I'm here to share that with you guys today, but also my experiences with it. It's basically, let's start with the model number. It's the reference number 2503-50-00. It's a first generation Omega Aquaterra, and I purchased it because of overall aesthetics and its looks. I shared a video recently how to get the perfect watch, how to buy ideal watches and being in your proper range. And I've never tried this watch on. I took a step of faith. I purchased it, and I can tell you what, it's incredible. It's absolutely an amazing timepiece in more ways than one. So firstly, let's start with the nitty-gritty, the watch's specifications. It's basically a 39.2 millimeter diameter, so it's under 40 mil, which is a beautiful size for a dress watch. So 39.2. The case height comes in at 11.2 millimeters. 11.2. That is exceptional for a automatic movement, for an automatic watch at 11.2. That is really impressive. The lug to lug distance on this particular model from here to here comes in at 46.9. So the way this watch wears is exceptional. I'll put it on the wrist just to show you guys. Okay, so here we go. So as you can see, it sits absolutely beautiful on the wrist. It's really nice profile, super flat and thin. It hugs the wrist just nicely, extremely comfortable. The band is so beautiful and comfortable, and it just, I've got it on the bracelet at the moment. I'll put it on a NATO, maybe a leather strap or something, just to show you the difference, but it's a really beautiful watch. As far as a good looking watch, I love the black dial. I love the black dial and what this thing does. I was really taken back and impressed by the glossiness of the dial. And look, speaking of the dial, basically it's a highly gloss black lacquered finish. It is superb. It responds beautifully under different lighting situations. The way it just catches the light, but at the same time it's not in your face. It's not a mirror finish when you look at it straight on. So that is a really impressive feat by Omega. The hands themselves and the markers, they are extremely highly polished. I've done a bit of research on the watch, and I think they're basically rhodium plated. I thought they were white gold, but they're actually a more expensive process. They're rhodium plated, which is a harder material, a much more reflective, bright material. And I tell you what, the clarity of this watch, the legibility under any lighting situation is ideal. Dim light, sunlight, it just sparkles. You can read the time under any lighting. It is really impressive. I'm taken back. Now the crown is signed. It's a screw down crown, and because of that it features its 150 meter water resistance, obviously being from the Seamaster family. It features a sapphire crystal with an anti-reflective coating on the underside. It's slightly domed. Don't know if you can see it there. There you go. It's slightly domed, and it's really doing a great job. Like I said, the clarity of the dial, you have to see this in your hands. You have to have this particular watch in your hands to appreciate it. Now, I like the Aquaterra brand. I like that line of watches from Omega. Some of the new ones I've tried on, some of the 41.5 millimeter sizes, they're quite nice. For me, I wanted something a little bit smaller to give a vintage appeal, a more of a old school feel. That's why I opted for something a little bit older, like this is a 2007 model, but also something a little bit smaller. I know they do make smaller ones, I think about the 38.5mm in their current range, but price as well. This was exceptional. This was, you know, I've had a lot of comments and people saying to me, look, that's smart how you purchased this, Pete, because you allowed someone else to take the initial hit on purchasing a new watch. You come in on the pre-owned market, you get yourself a watch that you want and basically enjoy it without having to pay the premium of retail. So getting back to the watch itself, the watch features an automatic movement. It's a Caliber 2500 from Omega. It's basically a ETA 2A92. It's a modified version, and it's look, it beats at 25,200 beats per hour. It is COSC certified chronometer, so it's adjusted in 5 positions. It's really accurate. It features a 48-hour power reserve and a beautiful Cote de Genève finish. You know, it's a mechanically applied finish, but it's nice. It's lovely. It's, you know, with the display case back, it's beautiful. It invokes a bit of romance in there, which is lovely. Now the case itself, as you can see, it's a classic style case, yeah, with the inturned lugs, beautifully highly polished just in here with a brushed satin finish around there. The bezel itself is a fixed bezel, which is highly polished, satin sides, you know, brushed satin, and look, it's just a classic looking piece. Really impressive. Now, there's several things that I actually love about this watch. There's a couple that I don't like, but there's about 5 things that I do love about this watch. And number one, on top of the list, it's legibility. It is extremely legible. Like I spoke with the black dial and the highly polished rhodium plated markers and so forth, this thing is just easy to read under any lighting situations. At a glance, I'm indoors in subdued light, I'm outdoors in direct sunlight, it's perfect. It's one of the nicest looking dials for legibility that I've had to basically handle. It's superb. Omega has done a great job. I'm really, you know, hats off. It's top of my list, legibility. Number 2, the size. And when I say size, I mean size. You know, I know it's a 39.2mm, but gee, automatic movement, they've managed to keep this so thin, you know, at 11.2mm, as well as keeping a 46.9mm lug to lug distance. This can wear on a lot of wrists. This particular watch can find comfort and joy on 6.5, 7.5 inch wrists. You know, you've got a bigger wrist, match it up with a NATO, some sort of a leather strap, you know, to bring it up. You've got a smaller wrist, you can wear it on its bracelet. You know, the bracelet's 20mm, it tapers down to I think about 18. It's just a pleasure. It's just a pleasure to use a watch in this size category. So the size is my number 2 like. Number 3, the movement. Like I said, the movement is a COSC certified movement, and it's look, it's fantastic. It's, you know, like I said, adjusted in 5 different positions. It's accurate. You know, it's got a high beat rate, 48-hour power reserve, beautiful Cote de Genève finish on it. Really impressive from Omega. You know, the coaxial escapement, a lot of good technology in a watch like this, even though it is, you know, what are we now, 2020, 13 years old. This is a 13-year-old watch, and the technology that goes in this is exceptional. It's really good. Number 4, the bracelet. I must say I'm taken back with this bracelet. You know, the way the bracelet actually operates, it's got a single, I'll show you guys here, it's got a single release pusher. It's extremely comfortable, really comfortable on the wrist. In fact, the bracelet and the watch combination matched up for my 7-inch wrist comes in at about 120 grams, so it's not too bad. It's really, you know, a pleasure to have this on the wrist all day, which is great. So the comfort of this, you know, hats off again. That's my number 4. Number 5, practicality. And you know what? Practicality basically covers all of the points. This is the most practical watch that I've basically owned. You can take it out swimming. It's got a 150-meter water resistance with a screw down crown, so you can pretty much swim, get any sort of water activities done. You can wear it as a casual watch, put it on a leather strap, you know, some jeans, wear it down. It looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. You can wear it as a dress watch. Put the bracelet on, put a suit and tie, go out, looks beautiful, looks stunning in all sorts of light. It has such a vast appeal. So I can't fault the watch. There is so much nice things, you know, so many good things to say about a watch like this. Is it perfect? No. There are 1 or 2 things that, you know, I think can be addressed. Number 1 on my list, it scratches easily. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just, I mean, it's highly polished, but maybe because I'm looking at, at the watch, and then on a daily basis, I'm finding a nice little scratch here or something there. Maybe just the way I use it, but it seems to scratch a lot easier than a lot of my other watches. I don't know why. Maybe it's a softer stainless steel. I'm not sure, but can be polished out. That's not an issue. But this watch needs to be babied. It's a lovely watch, but it also needs to be babied because the fine scratches, in just looking at it with my eyes, I can't see the scratches. But if you were to put it under a loopy or something, you'd pick them up. So by looking at it, no, I can't tell. But because I do a lot of macro photography and so forth, I pick up all these little things. I think, okay, wow, that's interesting. So, but that's my number one point of my dislike of the watch. My number two dislike of the watch is the solid end links. Do I not like solid end links? No, I love them. I do like solid end links, but I don't like the little extension. I'll see if I can show you guys. That little part that hangs out and touches the actual back of the lug. I don't like that. Reason I say that is because when you take a bracelet off a watch like this, what ends up happening is you end up getting a little mark at the back of that lug. Depending on how long the bracelet's been on the watch, you end up getting a little mark that scores on the back of the case. And look, it's unsightly. I understand it's behind the watch, but could have been avoided. I know they probably put that there for the reason of making the actual end links a little bit more stable and solid. I realise that, but pretty much not necessary. I've got so many watches with solid end links that don't have that. That's my second flaw of the watch. Look, apart from that, I really can't find many bad things to say about a particular watch like this. It is such a joy. It's been, look, I said, I've had it for a week on the wrist. It's been brilliant. It's been a joy to look at under different lighting situations. I want to share my feelings about this particular watch. It is a lovely piece. It's superb, not without its faults, a couple of small ones here and there, but overall it ticks all the right boxes for me. Get out there, find the watch that you like, something that appeals to you, and just enjoy it, guys. Enjoy the hobby that we have. So look, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so, guys, and thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time.